Welcome back to our channel. Before watching this video, please make to like, subscribe and hit the notifications button. Today, we're diving into an explosive and unprecedented situation that's shaking the very foundations of our judicial system. Imagine a scenario where the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, is on the brink of losing all its powers. Sounds like fiction, right? Well, this could become a reality in just 30 days. Stay with us as we unravel this captivating and suspenseful story. In a democratic society, the judiciary is often seen as the last bastion of justice and integrity. But what happens when that very institution is tainted with corruption? Today, we explore a shocking tale of alleged corruption within the Supreme Court and the unprecedented steps being taken to strip it of its powers. To understand the gravity of this situation, we need to rewind a bit. Let's go back to the events that led to this judicial crisis. Over the past few years, there have been increasing allegations of corruption involving several Supreme Court justices. These allegations range from financial misconduct to undue political influence. The Supreme Court has long been perceived as an impartial arbiter of justice. However, recent investigations have uncovered a series of troubling connections between certain justices and powerful political figures, as well as large sums of money changing hands under suspicious circumstances. One of the most damning pieces of evidence came to light when an investigative journalist, Jane Smith, published a series of explosive articles. These articles detailed how certain justices allegedly received lavish gifts, undisclosed payments, and even offshore accounts linked to powerful corporations and political entities. Jane, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us more about your investigation and the evidence you uncovered? Jane Smith *, thank you for having me. My investigation began with a tip about unusual financial activities involving one of the justices. As I dug deeper, I discovered a pattern of corruption that was far more widespread than I initially imagined. We found bank records, emails, and even recorded conversations that pointed to a deeply entrenched system of bribery and influence. The revelations from Jane's investigation sent shockwaves through the legal community and beyond. But the story doesn't end there. The government has now stepped in, and a special commission has been formed to investigate these allegations further. The special commission has been tasked with investigating the depth of the corruption within the Supreme Court and recommending appropriate actions. The most dramatic possibility on the table is the complete stripping of the Supreme Court's powers, effectively rendering it powerless. To understand the potential consequences of this, we spoke with constitutional law expert Professor John Doe. Welcome, Professor. Professor John Doe *, thank you. Professor, what does it mean for a Supreme Court to lose its powers, and how unprecedented is this? Professor John Doe *, it's incredibly unprecedented. The Supreme Court losing its powers would mean that its decisions could be overruled by lower courts or even legislative bodies. This would undermine the principle of judicial review and could create a constitutional crisis. Such a move would indicate a loss of faith in the judiciary's ability to function impartially and effectively. The Special Commission has set a 30-day deadline to complete its investigation and present its findings. This 30-day period is crucial, as it will determine whether the Supreme Court can continue to function or if it will be stripped of its powers. The clock is ticking. In 30 days, we could witness a seismic shift in our judicial system. But what exactly are the allegations that have led to this point? Let's break down the key allegations. 1. Financial misconduct *. Several justices are accused of accepting bribes and financial incentives from corporations and political figures. 2. Undue influence *. There are allegations that some justices have made rulings that directly benefit their benefactors. 3. Undisclosed payments *. Investigations have revealed large sums of money deposited into offshore accounts linked to certain justices. 4. Lavish gifts *. Evidence suggests that justices received expensive gifts and vacations from parties with vested interests in court rulings. To get an insider's perspective, we spoke with a whistleblower who worked within the Supreme Court's administrative office. For their safety, their identity has been concealed. Let's call them Alex. Alex, can you tell us what you witnessed? Alex: I saw firsthand how justices were approached by lobbyists and political operatives. There were meetings that were kept off the official calendar, and I saw financial records that didn't add up. It was clear that there was a lot of money being exchanged under the table. Alex's testimony aligns with the findings of the investigative journalists and the Special Commission. But the question remains, what will happen in these next 30 days? Public reaction has been swift and intense. Protests have erupted across the country, with citizens demanding transparency and justice. Many are calling for a complete overhaul of the judicial system, while others fear the ramifications of such drastic measures. Social media is ablaze with opinions. Here are some of the reactions. Asterisk, if the Supreme Court is corrupt, how can we trust any part of the government? Star. Asterisk, this is a witch hunt. The Supreme Court is being unfairly targeted. Star. Asterisk, we need a new system where judges are held accountable. Star. Asterisk, to delve deeper into the potential outcomes, we've assembled a panel of experts. Joining us are political analyst Sarah Brown, legal scholar Michael Green, and former judge Lisa White. Sarah, what do you think are the political implications of this situation? Sarah Brown. Asterisk, politically, this is a nightmare. If the Supreme Court is stripped of its powers, it could lead to a power vacuum and a constitutional crisis. It would also be a major blow to the credibility of the judicial system and could erode public trust in government institutions. Michael, from a legal standpoint, what could happen if the Supreme Court loses its powers? Michael Green. Asterisk, legally, it would be chaos. The Supreme Court serves as the final arbiter of legal disputes, and without its authority, there would be no definitive interpretation of laws. Lower courts could issue conflicting rulings, and there would be no clear resolution. It would fundamentally alter the balance of power in our government. Lisa, as a former judge, what are your thoughts on this unprecedented situation? Lisa White. Asterisk, as a former judge, it's deeply troubling to see the judiciary in such turmoil. If the allegations are true, then the corruption must be addressed. However, stripping the Supreme Court of its powers is an extreme measure that could have long-lasting negative effects on our legal system. It's a delicate balance between ensuring accountability and maintaining judicial integrity. As the Special Commission continues its investigation, the nation watches with bated breath. The next 30 days will be critical in determining the future of our judicial system. The Supreme Court has a storied history of landmark decisions that have shaped the nation. From Brown v. Board of Education to Roe v. Wade, its rulings have had profound impacts on American society. But now, its very existence is being called into question. In closing, the allegations of corruption within the Supreme Court have brought us to an unprecedented crossroads. Will the highest court in the land be stripped of its powers, or will it rise from the ashes of scandal and corruption to restore its integrity? Only time will tell. Stay tuned to our channel as we continue to follow this developing story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.